All right, guys. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day and joining us for this webinar. As we've been talking about for a little while now, we're very excited to be able to have, SpeedTrader, such a great broker, to be able to work with us and to be able to give our members a lot of amazing, benefits and opportunities to be able to go ahead and have that advantage in the stock market. So we've been having a couple webinars going back and forth with their VP, Donald Hensley. He's been giving us some great information, and we're coming down to the wire of times that you guys can start signing up and getting some of these great benefits. If you guys are just new with us, or if you guys have been here for a little bit, we just like to clarify and everything, give you guys some final dates of when you guys can start signing up, and of course all the perks and benefits while answering any questions that you guys have. So this would probably be the final webinar we're going to have with them for a little bit, until again maybe we want to just they get any sort of new updates, new features, anything that they really want to, of course, jump on in and start telling us about. But I know you guys have been very excited to transfer over to SpeedTrader because some of the things that they're offering, their platform in general, and how they've just restructured their whole broker to make it one of the best brokers out there. So with that being said, we have Donald back on the line with us today, and as always, thank you for joining us.
Sean, thank you for having me. I really appreciate all the patience that your community has shown us so far. Admittedly, when you go to take on a project like this, quite frankly, you're going to run into speed bumps along the way, and you guys have been nothing but patient with us. And I think that you realize it's quite frankly because our intentions are good. Let me take a step back and kind of talk about why we're doing this new project and what our real end game as a broker dealer is. A bit ago, our CEO, Craig Manderson, and I, we were on our way back from another conference that was in Colorado. And we were talking about all of the challenges that traders face today versus all of the challenges that they used to face. And we kind of came to the conclusion that today, traders are facing significantly more challenges. And, back in the day, like when you were shorting stocks back in the day, believe it or not, you used to get, there was a negative interest that you got credited for shorting stocks. Anybody that's, shorted a hard to borrow lately knows that that's certainly not the case, right? I mean, there's borrow fees, there's a lot of other things. So Craig and I were talking about it, and he says, I don't know about you, but I remember when I had less than 25,000. I said, yeah, I do too, And he says, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do our best to make as soft a landing as we can on that barrier to entry. So typically what we found, our research suggested that when traders come in and they don't meet the pattern day trader minimum, a lot of folks will go to an overseas broker. Now, the overseas brokers are not, slow. I mean, they understand, right? They get it. So for that reason, typically the offshore guys, they jack up their commissions. Okay. Another kind of thing that gets a lot of traders, especially today, is let's say you have less than 25,000 and you go with a big name broker dealer, be it, Fidelity or TD Ameritrade. I'm not knocking those guys because they do a lot of things great, but sometimes it may not fit your strategy, especially if you're looking to short shares. You may not get the borrows over there that you're going to get somewhere else. So, how do we kind of make all this great for everybody? Well, what we decided to do was we decided to come out with a program for members of the trading community where the commissions are going to be low. The platform is going to be easy to use. And most importantly, you guys get the shorts and you guys get the routes. Okay. So the one thing that I did want to say is this. On some of the webinars before, I may have gotten a little overzealous. I may have said that, all commissions are going to be free. So the bad news is that's not the case with the new program. It is going to be $1 a trade. The good news is it's going to be $1 a trade for everyone not part of the Dekmar community. Okay. So I don't care if you're DekmarTrades. I don't care if you're Tradecaster. Send me a link that says that you are. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you free commissions in this program for 90 days. Okay. For 3 months. I want you to get used to it. I want us to be able to prove ourselves to you. Okay. After the 90 days is up and you really like it, shoot me an email and we'll see if we can work something out as far as, deeper discounts on commissions down the road. But the first thing I wanted to say is that right out of the gate, you guys are getting 90 days free commission. All right. That's the first thing. For everybody else, it's $1 a trade. Okay. The second thing that I wanted to point out is the reason why we had to go that way. And I hope you guys are savvy enough to understand this. We can't give everything out for free. We just can't. We did a bunch of research in the markets, and we felt as though that giving out the platform for free is much more advantageous than giving out free commissions. So for that reason, you're going to be given DOS Trader for free. Okay. You will have, there will be a free level subscription that you can use for your executions. And we feel that that's going to help you guys out a lot. We've had a long relationship. I mean, our relationship with Karen and DOS Trader goes back, believe it or not, to 1999. Okay. You know, Karen has been beyond great in helping us get this price point set up for everybody. And I really want to give Karen from DOS a shout out because, you know, she's been nothing but fantastic. So that's the second thing that I wanted to point out, is that the platform is for free, right? The third thing that I wanted to point out is, you know, yeah, we're going to try and soften that blow for you guys. We're going to try and make the pattern day trader, you know, as easy to swallow as we can. Now, we are a U.S. broker dealer, so you still have to adhere to the pattern day trader rules. You're not going to be able to trade, you know, 70, 80 times in one day. But what I will say is that the deposit minimum is going to be $2,500. Okay. So, you know, it's not like you got to have 25,000 with us anymore. You're going to be able to get in at a much lower entry point. And we feel as though that is going to help out a lot of people who, you know, may be trading overseas now, and you know, you're paying entirely too much commission. This is our answer for that. Now, another thing that I wanted to point out with this is what really sets us apart from every other sub 25, you know, in your case, free commission broker with a free platform. Here it is. With us, you get to lever SpeedTrader's ability to provide you with the shorts, with the short locate shares. You know, there are locates that you cannot find at a lot of other broker dealers that are offering free, but with us, you're going to be able to find them. Okay. We're still keeping our relationship with ETC, which means that we have that short list. We're still keeping our relationships with the short share locate services that we were able to find on the street. I'm very proud to announce our partnership with Gada Locates. Gada, G-O-D-A, that's Gada. They are a brand new locate services provider. I am here to tell you that if they do not have the shares are not available on Wall Street. Okay, that's just the way that it is. I mean, the technology that they built into their own proprietary system is truly incredible, and I'm really happy to announce that. So you guys are going to be able to get that with them. All right. So just to recap, you know, minimum account value is over 2,500. Accounts do have to be margin accounts. Second thing is, you know, you're going to be getting the platform for free. Everybody else is paying $1 a trade, which, not for nothing, I mean, I never thought I would live to see the day where I could trade stock for less than a cup of coffee, but whatever, I guess we're there, right? Everybody else is paying $1 a trade. You guys are getting 90 days for free. Okay. And the last thing, of course, yeah, is the shorts. Gada locates. We're still keeping our relationship with Cowen. You guys are going to be able to get the shorts that the big boys on our platform are able to get. So it's really an exciting time for us at SpeedTrader to be able to form this partnership with, you know, Sean and the members of the Tradecaster and Dekmar community. We couldn't be more excited about that. So it actually just dawned on me that you guys have been looking at my TradeStation screen this whole time. So I'm sorry about that. Let me move something over and show you how to sign up for this. Okay. Basically, as you can imagine, the response to this is going to be overwhelming. We have restricted account openings to only members of the Dekmar community. Nobody else that's out there is able to get this. We are going to be having a soft launch sometime within the next 2 weeks. And in order to do that, what we ask you to do is just hop on the waiting list. It's really simple. First name, last name, email address. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go through this list, starting with who signed up first, you know, and then slowly I'll be reaching out to slowly, I should say, as quick as I can. I'll be reaching out to everybody that's on the list. What I will do is I will send you a SpeedTrader quick app. All right. Go ahead and fill it out, and I'll import in an application, send it back to you to make sure that you know, everything jives up with what it is that you'd originally sent me, at which point I'll prompt you for ID, and then we can go ahead and get your account open. You know, we're trying to keep it as simple for everybody as we can. That's pretty much it for right now. You know, I just wanted to, Sean, I kind of want to turn it back over to you and see if we have any questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so just on our end, of course, we just wanted to make sure, you know, some of the things that, you know, have changed from the last webinar is, instead of 100% free commissions for life, we're doing the first 90 days. And then from there, you know, we can send us an email or send Donald an email, and let's try to work out something else from there. But only you guys, our members, will be giving free commissions for your first 90 days. And also, I believe we talked earlier, it's free. It's 90 days from when you start trading, or I believe it's not just, you know, 90 days where you have to, under your guidelines, right? What was that you were telling me before?
Yeah, no, that's 100%. I want to point that out too. It's 90 days of free commissions from the day that your account is funded and you have access to the platform. You know, it's not going to be 90 days from, like, you know, so it's 90 days free commission, but, oh, you know, I came in 2 months into the program, so, you know, unfortunately I haven't only have another 30 days. No, it's not the way we're going to do it. It's from when you're able to log in and place trades in the platform. That's when your 90-day free commission period starts. And it's definitely going to make for an exciting summer. That I can assure you.
Awesome. All right, so that sounds great. Yeah, we are getting some questions over in chat, of course, and I definitely want to, you know, ask you some of the questions. Is this, you know, the DOS program that, you know, comes with, you know, being part of SpeedTrader? What does that include? Is that including the graphing? Does that include, you know, possibly the level 2 with that? Does that include everything that, you know, a trader would need to get after it in the market, or is there different features that may or not included yet?
Yeah, look, that's a great question. I wouldn't be doing you any favors if this was execution only. The truth of the matter is, you're going to be able to get streaming real-time market data. Real traders need real-time data. I mean, it's that simple, right? We get free access to the streaming real-time price quotes, charts, and level 1 data from the top exchanges. As far as the charts go, again, I mean, charts are a fundamental feature of any great platform. So, you know, what we're going to try and do is offer these charts with advanced technical indicators and drawing tools that are going to be able to give you what you need to succeed. In addition to the market data and the advanced charting, we're going to be able to put built-in scanners and news into the platform. You know, one of the things that I've always said is, you know, how you're not a great trader if you don't have a great idea, right? If you don't have a list of setups in the morning, you know, I mean, you know, maybe you get those from the chat room that you're in. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But if you're looking for trade ideas during the day, we're going to offer a built-in scanner, a high-low list, and a news streamer. Okay, that's going to be able to help you stay up to date on the latest momentum with the real-time alerts. Okay, and lastly, of course, you know, when we're talking about DOS, I mean, the one thing that has made DOS, the one thing that I've been telling everybody as much as I could over the years, is the easy integration. Okay, the platforms that we're going to be providing for you, they natively integrate with your account. So setup is a breeze. All you do is you just download it, you log in, and you start trading. It's really as simple as that.
Mm-hmm. And is this the active web like platform, or do you have like a in-house platform, like a downloadable one, or is it all like the same thing?
Yeah, no, you're going to be able to download should you choose. I mean, you know, I don't know, if you want level 1, you can get level 1. If you want level 2, you can get level 2. We're going to be able.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Is level 2 like with DOS Trader when they sign up? Is that there for them?
Well, DOS gives you the opportunity to choose. Okay, you know, they're going to give you the opportunity to choose which one you want. Obviously, which one is different. You know, for the benefit of your subscribers, maybe I can kind of talk about the differences between the two. I mean, do we have time for that?
Yeah, I mean, we have time, absolutely. So, yeah, what we personally use in chat as day traders, a lot of times we prefer to be looking at level 2 a lot of times. So that's why a lot of traders in chat are just bringing it up, because that's kind of what we're used to.
Yeah, sure. So at the end of the day, people, NASDAQ is an exchange, right? I mean, that's what it is. But it was created for purposes of data. So, when you hear traders talk about like level 1, level 2, total view, I just want you guys to know that the level 1 service, it gives subscribers the inside market for each NASDAQ security. It also gives last sale, running volume, okay? But what it doesn't do is it doesn't list the specific quote of each market maker, okay? So, the level 1 service, individuals, investors, sometimes, there's some really old brokerages with a really old model out there where actually the representatives will take calls from, people and say, hey, buy me this, buy me that. They'll use level 1. All right. But, here's the thing. What a lot of people don't know is the data that goes into the level 1 service. It's really funny. It's actually provided to subscribers by market data vendors. Okay. And a market data vendor, you'll hear people talk about Bloomberg. You'll hear people talk about Reuters. Believe it or not, ADP is a market data vendor. Okay. So, it provides comparable information about OTC bulletin board securities, whatever you guys are trading. So that's really like level 1. Level 2, considered the heart of the system, right? It gives subs with the names and the quotes of all the registered market makers in each NASDAQ security. So, when you pull up your montage, that's the one thing that, you guys will probably see. And that's this right here. Okay. So you've got the gold and you've got, separated by bid ask, right? And then all these different, market makers here. These are all the different routes and the different quotes that are on each one. Okay. So that's really what level 2 is. If you want level 2, it's not us. It's the market data provider that wants a check. So to put it bluntly, if you want level 2, you got to pay for it. Okay. The platform that we're giving you does include level 1.
Okay, great. Yeah, just going through all their questions right here.
Sure.
On the fact of so I just want to clarify, people are asking, so we of course they get the free 90 days of commission free, and then after that it's just $1, right? And it's $1 a buy, $1 a sell, or is it $1 round trip?
No, it's a buck in, buck out,
Got
dollar in, dollar out. Again, look,
I mean, that's still better than 99% of other brokers out there that are charging $4.95.
It's funny you should say that because we're at $4.49. So I was hoping you wouldn't put out that number, but yeah, no, it totally is. And I just hope you guys can understand that we got to keep the lights on somehow. And look, I'm not doing anybody any favors by charging you $104 a month for a platform, but giving you free commissions. Like, it should be the other way around. So that's what we did. Okay. We right, wrong, or indifferent. That's the way that we went. So yeah, it's a buck in and a buck out.
And yeah, it says after their 3 months of free commissions, which is great. What about, is any fees for shorting? Yeah,
well, shorting comes with, the fees that are associated with it. Okay. If it's hard to borrow, obviously the locates are going to be at cost. The reason why we partnered up with Gata Locates is because they showed us their pricing comparison, and they're much lower to other folks that are out there. I think that if you're trading with less than 25,000, if you're either in the US and you're not getting the shares, or you're overseas and you're getting overcharged. So suffice it to say, with us, you're not going to be overcharged, and you're obviously going to be able to get the shares that you need for your strategy.
Now, with that being said, not being in the U.S., is it still every country is good to go except for Canada? There were some regulations you guys are still working on.
I love Canada. I just came back from there. But Canada's got a really funky rule that states that if you're going to be a broker in Canada, you have to have what they determine to be brick and mortar in Canada. So in other words, we don't keep an office in Canada. Craig asked me if I wanted to move, but my wife and I, we love Connecticut too much. So I'm staying. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm staying, right? But Canada is
get over
Canada's,
there.
I know, right? And I love it up there. It's so beautiful. It's such a great country. Everybody's really down to earth and nice, which is completely different from Manhattan, but that's another story. Anyway, the truth is that Canada, yeah, for right now is out, but check back with us because we're working on getting ourselves in there. You know, it's going to take a little, just like anything else, it's going to take a little time. So Canada, and yeah, I mean, the obvious countries, you know, like North Korea, Iraq. I mean, there's certain AML countries that the Department of Treasury says, you know, SpeedTrader, TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, I don't care who you are, you're not taking accounts from this country. So for that reason, there's a small list of anti-money laundering countries that we can't service. But everybody else in the world, absolutely, we will 100% open an account for you.
Awesome. Does SpeedTrader work with Mac, iOS, or is there any sort of, you know, is there maybe not a downloadable, you know, program that you guys don't allow? Because there are some, you know, especially when I first started trading, it's not as common anymore, but sometimes people had to use PC. You guys all good with Mac and, you know, Apple?
Well, if you're going to use a Mac, I would say to use the web-based platform. If that's not good enough for you, I've heard of guys partitioning their drive. The problem with that is, I mean, I'm not a computer guy, but I would assume that it's a little difficult to do. DOS Trader is set up so that you kind of have to use a PC. There's ways around it with a Macintosh. You know, the good news is, like, you can get a laptop now for $150. So, I mean, you know, with the money you're saving on commissions, you know, maybe you pick up a laptop and kind of go with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Yeah. And then you also said on top of that, you know, you can always use the active web.
Right. 100%.
All right. Awesome. A couple more questions. And again, guys,
Sure.
if you guys have any questions in chat, just type them out. I'll be happy to answer, or, you know, ask Donald for you. Can we open up an account using a business name? Are they a direct access broker?
Yeah, we're a direct access broker. You're going to get the routes. In the business name, sure. I mean, you know, obviously that there's different requirements that we're going to need. So, like, you know, if you're an LLC, we're going to need your articles of formation. We're going to need a couple of other documents depending upon what state you formed in. But, you know, that's not us being difficult. That's just the regulation that we face every day. I'm here to tell you that, yeah, of course you can open it up in a business name. You know, if you're trading right now under a business name, it's not a problem. If you're going to open up an LLC, you know, you may want to do a little bit more research to figure out what would be best for you. I will say this: if you're designated as a pattern day trader, in other words, that's where you derive a large part of your income, you're going to be able to write off your locates. The locate costs, which is really, really nice, as well as some other things too, you know, and you don't need me to tell you that, but I'm just kind of talking out loud. So that having been said, short answer, yes, we can open up business accounts.
Okay. After 3 months, you know, after the 3 months of the 90 days of the free commissions, you know, we have our free commissions. We're having, you know, free DOS Trader, the platform. After that 90 days ends, you know, we go to $1 per trade. But how about DOS? Does that remain free?
Yes, it does. That's a great question. I don't know who asked that question, but you're going to want to give them a shout out because that is a tremendous question. Yes.
Knoxberry 920.
Knoxberry 920. Look at you. That's pretty friggin' smart right there. 100%. Yes, the platform will be free in perpetuity during the life of the account.
That's awesome. All right, sounds great. What about pre-market and after hours? What time do you guys open? What time do you guys close? I believe we brought this up last time. Usually the standard for pre-market is, you know, 7 a.m. and then all the way up towards like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. But there are a few exceptional brokers that kind of go a little bit lower than that or earlier. We were just curious on what time would you guys open up for pre-market, because a lot of it is, you know, first come, first serve. Like Robinhood and stuff don't open until 9 o'clock, which is a little bit later.
Yeah, so I think that what you guys are on the right track. Okay. The truth of the matter is that there's a short list that comes out every day, from ETC. Okay. And the short list is like the threshold list. It's basically what you're allowed to, what you're allowed to short, and what, if you short something on the list, you're not going to be able to hold it, and you're going to get charged for those borrows. All right. And we've run into situations before where people like, I requested this. How come I can't short it? And what we found was that ETC, great clearing firm, great group of people. Shout out to Stan Watson over there. But they're in LA. So they're, what is it, 3 hours behind us here? 3 or 4 hours? I don't know which one it is. So their short list comes out at 8 a.m. Okay. As long as you know that if you do decide to short one of the 30 shares that are, 30, this morning the list had like 30 symbols on it that just weren't shortable. If you try and do that, you're going to get charged for them. As long as you know that and understand it and are willing to abide by it, you can get in at 7 a.m. What I say to people is wait for the list to come out at 8. Just wait for it to come out at 8. Okay?
And that's for shorting only. That's not for going long.
Yeah, going long, you could, knock yourself out. You can get in, at 7 a.m. I mean, you can get in whenever you want, right? But if you're shorting, you're going to want to wait until the list comes out.
All right. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, people just didn't, there's some, brokers that you have to wait until 9 o'clock before you can even go long on a play. So. Yeah,
I don't know why they do that. I really don't. If you are going to play before and after, because I think, NASDAQ starts accepting orders at 4 a.m. They're open from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. is like the cutoff for that, right? So, from 4 a.m. to 9:28 a.m. and from 4 to 8 p.m. right? If you're going to trade outside of those hours, you 100% have to use ARCA L, which is the ARCA or INET, and it's got to be a limit order. Otherwise, the order is going to get rejected.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, that was definitely a big question because a lot of us like to trade in pre-market, especially me. I enjoy waking up early, trying to find some hot news, getting in, getting out before the day sometimes even starts on up. It's just definitely a big advantage to have.
Yeah, definitely.
So, for the minimum $2,500, what happens? Someone was asking, what happens if you fall below $2,500? Is there any consequence to that, or would that ever just like close your account? Or if you open up with 2,500, let's say you go on a little bit of a red streak, lose a couple trades, your account's down to 1,800, 1,700. Does that affect you? Or does that affect that person's account at all? Or are they still good to go and keep on trading and make it back?
As long as you're above 2,000, and that's the minimum maintenance requirement for margin, the agreement is that all accounts are on margin. We don't do any cash accounts. So, if you have less than 2,000, you're probably going to be limited to closing positions only. Okay. If you come in at 2,500 and you go down to 1,750 or whatever it is, I think the main thing that I'd like for you to take away is that we kind of follow the rules of the road, right? We kind of follow what all these regulations are. And it's not me being rude or I got my nose in the air or all these guys, they shut me down. They're, that's not it at all. The truth of the matter is the agreement that we worked out is that all these accounts have to be margin accounts. I mean, don't forget, not only are we subject to all the regulation that's out there, but we're also not self-clearing, which means that we're subject to ETC's rules as well. So we got to do our best to follow them. What I tell people is if you slip down and you do get that notice that says, you're redemption only, or excuse me, you're closing positions only for trading, don't get down on yourself. Don't give up on yourself. Go out, get yourself a nice long walk, and then maybe it's time to take a step back for a little bit. Focus on what's important to you, and give me a call when you're ready to come back in.
Cool. All right, sounds absolutely great. Do you have your platform open by chance? Someone was asking, could you explain the DOS Trader platform at all, or if they could see it, or if you had the active web SpeedTrader platform open?
I don't have it. I don't have it open. I mean, I had my my TradeStation open, but that's like, you know, mine as an employee of SpeedTrader. I mean, it's not going to be the same that you guys are going to see. So for that reason, what you can do is you can go to SpeedTrader.com, download a demo, and that'll be, you know, I think the demo only has level 1. Look, if you're looking for more information on the platform, what I'd be willing to do with members of your community is after they get signed up and their account is open, I could spend like a quick 5 to 10 minutes on a video conference just like this, where it's open to just me and that trader at their convenience, and go over kind of the ins and outs of the platform, the ins and outs of the account. I got no problem doing that for you guys. But I think that, you know, after they're open and they're ready to go, you know, we can kind of tackle that from there.
All right, cool. I believe one of the final questions is, what's the deadline? You know, if you want people, of course, getting ready to rock and roll with SpeedTrader to get these 90 days free commissions. After that, $1 per trade, free DOS platform. Is there a deadline that they should be signing up from? Is there a period of time that this is happening, or, you know, when should they get involved?
Well, don't forget, I mean, it's only open to members of your community first. All right. And we're going to do that. I think we're going to do that for as long as we feel comfortable doing it. What I tell people is, and I don't know if you can see it, but I'll try and make this bigger. Oh, no, it doesn't work like that. Go to speedtrader.com/waiting-list. It's like this, you know, web address right up there. Okay, speedtrader.com/waiting-list. And then what that'll do is that'll take you to this page, literally put in your first, last name, and email. And then when the new entity is ready to go, I will be reaching out to people via email. And, you know, hey, listen, this is the website that we have set up for it. You know, check out the website. If you like what you see and you still want to apply, shoot me an email and I will send you the quick app. And, you know, you fill it out, you send it back to me, and then, you know, we'll get you up, we'll get you running, we'll get you going.
Awesome. All right. Well, that sounds so great. I believe that's, you know, everything that I'm seeing in chat right now. Any other final questions that, you know, other traders may need? What's the best email to reach at?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I'm a pretty personable guy. I mean, if you need anything, you can just, you know, dhensley@stockusa.com. So that's DHEN as in Nancy, S as in Sam, LEY @stockusa.com. Just go ahead and shoot me an email. You know, I try to respond. I mean, you got to understand, and I hope that you can understand. And this is a great problem for me to have when you consider the, you know, the alternative. But I literally get about 1,000 email a day, you know, plus or minus. So like, if I don't get back to you within the first 30 seconds, I hope you can understand. I try to respond to everybody. If a day or two goes by and I don't respond, just go ahead and shoot me another one, and I'll try to, you know, get back to you and answer any questions that you may have as quick as I can. But again, that email address is DHEN as in Nancy, S as in Sam, LEY @stockusa.com.
All right. Last question. A couple of people just kind of got in right here. 2,500 minimal deposit. What is the margin?
What is in terms of dollar amount? Or,
yeah, or
in terms of
like how much, like buying power would someone get?
Oh.
Yeah,
no, it's traditional. You're getting 4 to 1, 2 to 1. So 4 to 1 intraday, 2 to 1 overnight.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Yeah.
So that sounds great. So just a quick little recap. DekmarTrades members, 90 days free trading commissions from the time that they're ready and all set up. After that, they're going to $1 per trade, but they could always send you an email and try to work something out from there. On top of that, the whole entire time they're getting a DOS platform, you know, from SpeedTrader for free. So that's all set. You guys are going to have one of the largest list of shorts available and also one of the cheapest list of shorts available, opening up, you know, pre-market regular time at 7 a.m. all the way up towards after hours. But you said, you know, for shorting, you may want to wait until 8. You can short at 7, but you just want to make sure you're not, you know, shorting one of the stocks that aren't shortable. And then from there, you know, just going to be an awesome platform, right? Am I missing anything?
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, you know, Craig and I, it was really Craig's vision to sort of rebrand the company. We want to be that company that helps. I don't want to call anybody the little guy, but I mean, it's just like we want to be a friend to everybody that's a friend of the markets. And, really that was Craig's vision. I did my best to execute, and, here we are today. So yeah, low barrier to entry, man, $2,500. I'm really excited to announce this, especially with you guys. And, I just want to see everybody get out there and give them the tools that they need to succeed. I think that's just, I think that is really, really important.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, be able to come over here for a third time, be able to present us with this, let us know everything that's going on. They can hop on the waiting list and basically get things started. You said in about 2 weeks, that's when that'll be ready for them.
Yeah, it'll be ready. I mean, we're shooting for a 2-week time frame. Get on the waiting list and sign up now, because I have a feeling that because I say 2 weeks, all the answers to Craig's questions that he needs will be like here tomorrow and we'll be ready to go. You know what I mean? So, okay. Yeah, definitely check back, but join that waiting list, because I will be throwing out invitations to apply for an account in the order that I've received them. So, and be honest with you, we've already got about 1,000 names on this waiting list. So, because we've been running it since our first webinar. So yeah, get on there and I'll try and help you out as quick as I can. Absolutely.
All right. Hey, thank you so much. And if you guys need anything, make sure you guys send him an email and he'll be happy to help you guys out. But awesome job. And again, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, no sweat, man. Thanks again. We'll talk soon.
All right, we'll do.
All right. Bye-bye.